What's up guys, this week's main event, Holly Holm versus Ketlen Vieira. Looking forward to seeing the return of Holly. But before we get into it guys, this video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video. Alright guys, let's start with Holly Holm here because she hasn't fought in a couple years now, and it's we've missed Holly Holm a little bit here. She's on a 2-fight win streak if you take that against Aldana and Pennington, and she has fought the who's who, Amanda Nunes, the Cyborgs. She lost her belt. Her first ever loss I think was to Miesha Tate when she got rear naked choked in the 5th round, which you can put some similarities in that against Ketlen Vieira in this fight because of the last fight she's fought is obviously Miesha Tate's comeback. It was her 2nd fight in, so there's a lot to take away here. But with Holly Holm, we're assuming she's coming back more evolved, or at least the same level she went out on. Like, I don't think I hope not, she's not got worse. Because I think this Holly Holm has a lot of advantages in this fight. I think her movement is sublime. I think her lateral movement is damaging to opponents to the point where they find her really difficult to touch. Even when they're doing the stare down and the announcement of Holly Holm, you can see she just does the back and forth. All she ever does is move. She's constant pain in the arse to lock down and actually hit. So the best chance for those things are damaging the legs, which is what Ketlen Vieira can do really well. We'll get to Ketlen though. So Holly Holm is a counter striker. She has beautiful in the pocket boxing, controls range very effectively with low kicks, switch kicks, high kicks. The jab is beautiful. She can do southpaw and orthodox. She's got it all. She really does. The ground game, I think she's underrated on the ground. She doesn't use it because she doesn't need it. But she has shown it in fights. She can grapple. She has very good defensive wrestling as well to keep it standing. And I don't think this fight will take place in the ground. It might take a lot of clinch work because I think Ketlen's going to be very frustrated in this fight trying to get close to Holly. But from what I know of Holly, she's going to be using her kicking game a lot in this. I think it's going to be a lot of side kicks, a lot of using that turning side kick almost as a jab, much like how Stephen Thompson does it. But we have Ketlen Vieira, guys, and as I say, Ketlen Vieira, very long, rangy herself, controls range with the jab, as she did against Miesha Tate, peppered her. Miesha had some success in that fight by stepping inside and landing those big overhooks and then trying to throw volume while she was in the pocket. But Ketlen was, she has that brutish style where she kind of just pulls in the high guard when you get close and then shoves you back off and then works her game again. I don't think she's going to be able to do that against Holly because the range difference is different. Holly and her mirror each other, I think, in the way they want to fight in the long game. The only difference is I think Holly moves completely different. I think Holly has much better low kicks. Even though Ketlen sits down on hers a lot more chopping, a lot more hips into it, I think you can't telegraph Holly's. They're just completely fired from nothing. And that's the real worry. I think she is a female Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. She has it all. She's got the background in boxing, champion in boxing, kickboxing, and in MMA. She is phenomenal. I think she's going to overwhelm Ketlen with the volume, with the pressure, with the counter striking when she's not pressuring as well. I think she has evolved where she's not just a counter striker because that kind of lost to the Cyborg fight, just waiting for the onslaught. You need to put a pace on someone as well, and that's where Ketlen does it. She might not need to put pressure on because, as I say, Ketlen Vieira will push forward. She will try and land those devastating shots, but when Ketlen Vieira had a good win against Miesha Tate, but when you're losing to people like Yana Kunitskaya, no disrespect to her, but there's the level is shown. She hasn't beaten the who's who. Holly has. Holly's also fought and gone to decision with the who's who. I know she got finished by Amanda in brutally, say that word correctly, but it's a long time ago. So I think Holly, she's taken the time off for a reason. I'm hoping it's to let her body heal and let's see how this new little stint goes. She's getting on a little bit in age, so I think Holly will take this. Personally, guys, I think Holly is a better counter striker, better rangefinder, controls pace a lot better, can reset the pace of a fight if she gets overwhelmed, push back, use those side kicks as a jab, use the low kicks, keep moving, keep Vieira at the end of her punches. Ketlen's going to try and replicate the same thing. I just don't think it's going to be as successful. And I think Ketlen's got the strength and the power and the crippling speed advantage. But I think Holly's she's got it, and she's just a better striker overall. This is for 5 round guides. I think it will go the distance. I think it will go all 5 rounds, and I think Holly wins by decision. Let me know who you think will win, guys, in the comments below. Like the video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we will see you in the next one. Enjoy the fights, guys. Cheers.